Hello everybody, Infernape Shinjo here, and welcome to another reaction. And today I'm here to react to, Death End Request Review by JRPG Jungle. Now the only problem with this is that I have already watched this twice now. And the reason that I watched it twice is the first time my laptop just didn't want to cooperate while recording it. And the second time, my microphone wasn't hooked up properly, and I didn't even realize it until after I wasted like a couple hours of recording already. So this isn't my first time watching this, but technically it's still a review, and I might notice something that I didn't notice the last time. So let me just jump into this. Link in the description. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me just turn it up a little bit. There we go.
To avoid bugs, dodging its bad endings, and a general mystery surrounding it that make playing through its horror-tinged fantasy story feel like one of a kind.
Yeah.
If you enjoy the satisfaction of making
now, one thing that I want to bring up is that I couldn't remember the other time that I reviewed an actual game, and I think the other one was Trails of Cold Steel. I couldn't remember it when I recorded the other two videos, but fortunately I didn't have to.
There's a lot of fun to be had in Death End Request.
And also that girl with the glasses that was shown there, I looked up her name. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. I really like her character. And by like her character, I mean I like somebody that wears glasses. Don't judge me.
Wearing an outfit consisting of glowing spider legs that she remember putting on, and in a house that feels familiar, but she's unsure why.
Yeah.
This house and world are in fact inside World's Odyssey, a VR MMORPG that Sheena was the director of. However, she was in the real world for 1 year. Her friend and the game's programmer, Arata, enters the world via a bear avatar to help
a bear, because we need a mascot, I suppose.
Without knowing the whereabouts of the real Sheena, they can manually log her out either.
Yeah.
Hope, though, as World's Odyssey was designed with something called the Ending Engage, a feature that logs the player out of the game after completing its
true ending, not the perfect ending.
Great chance of success. It's the only option.
It's better than nothing, yeah.
Sheena in the game finding NPCs and Arata in the real world looking for clues. They work together to try get Sheena out of the world.
Yeah.
And many bigger mysteries along the way.
Yep.
Death End Request is described as a JRPG, and while there are complex RPG elements,
that's why you're covering a JRPG Jungle.
And the sheer amount of dialogue make it feel like half visual novel.
Yeah. Honestly, just from what I'm seeing, it certainly feels like a visual novel.
That have a dark mystery.
Yeah, or Clannad. I think Clannad's a visual novel. Nobody ever talks about Clannad. It makes me upset.
Mystery of Sheena's 1-year disappearance, with many events and dialogue options leading to horror moments and death ends that make trying to find the in the story pretty exciting. Characters all have unique personalities to keep things enjoyable too.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily leave with a character I was in love with. They all added something to the story.
I did, even though I haven't played the game, so ignore me.
Enjoyable story to go through if you're a fan of story-heavy experiences and don't mind having your gameplay interrupted by these big visual novel-style stories.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to come up with something to say about this because it's basically just a review, so there's nothing really for me to react to. But oh well.
Virtual world being a mix of story and RPG elements that are needed for Sheena to survive.
Yeah.
For the most part, the areas you're traveling through in the virtual world are dungeons that will lead you to boss battles to progress Sheena or the NPCs.
Yeah.
With finding plot important items that raise questions to be answered by Arata in the real world.
And if you miss some of the plot points, I'm assuming you can just go back. I don't know.
While progressing the story with Arata's help is a pretty simple case of watching the story and choosing the right dialogue option.
Yeah.
It seems to be a little more challenging with a puzzle and maze feel that can be hit or miss depending on the dungeon.
Yeah.
Some of these dungeons were done better than others, with all of them being fairly maze-like in nature anyway.
Oh, I do not like mazes. If you see me play any Pokemon games recently, I do not do good at mazes, especially in Pokeverse. That's why I just walk through walls.
That involved a lot of doors that varied between ones you could open and ones that seemed like they were just for show.
Perfect. Yay.
The Death End requests seem to do best were ones featuring a more obvious gimmick, like cranes to open new paths or following warp doors, as they usually added something new to the visual that gave a hint towards the solution.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the ideas on the dungeons though, especially the interesting process of finding things in the game, going to the real world, and then finding some kind of code. And
Okay. Yeah.
things felt best. So while dungeons weren't always perfect, the better ones usually felt satisfying in the way they grew the story.
Yeah. Got that. Okay. Alright, so next up is combat. What do we got for combat?
Through these dungeons, there are plenty of monsters scattered around, and this is where the girls fight enemies.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
And also a special glitch mode caused by bugs in World's Odyssey.
Yeah.
The core battle system is typical JRPG fare.
Yeah.
Each girl corresponds with an element, and putting those against an enemy with an opposing one usually does well. With some
So, like, super effective damage.
And aiming attacks too.
Yeah.
With enemies who have immunities, and the fact that
Yeah.
you can knock enemies across the field if you strike them 3 times in a row.
Okay.
These parts of the battle
How are they gonna let you strike them 3 times in a row?
complexity. That's the extra bells and whistles.
Of course, you got 3 characters there. You could do it.
Where things get really fun.
Yeah. I'm ready.
The field is filled with bugs, different colored circular areas that have varying effects, usually boosting something you might need like SP, but then also decreasing something else you need like HP and adding to your character's corruption.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a lot of risk and reward to keep things interesting as you decide how you want to move your character.
Yeah.
Sheena also has the ability to straight up remove these bugs,
Okay.
which is useful as if enough bugs are removed, Aritz has various abilities that allow him to hack the field come into play.
Okay.
Which can involve changing the remaining bugs into more beneficial ones, or
All
changing
right.
the game's genre temporarily to things like a shooter or a fighting game. One of the reasons I wanted to play Death End Request in the first place was because of the genre changing.
Yeah.
But this actually ended up being my least favorite of Aritz's abilities, as well as a very cool idea in theory. A lot of the mechanics themselves were kind of half-baked.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Game being near impossible since the controls didn't give the right amount of precision.
Yeah, I could tell that's hard to see, especially there.
Smaller enemies in the puzzle game mode.
Yeah.
Changes in the genre more of a hassle than help most of the time.
Yeah.
While I can appreciate the idea, I much preferred using the more polished core system instead.
Yeah.
The ability I ended up using the most from Arita was his summoning skill, where he can summon previous bosses that act both as an extra party member and also usually give a field effect of healing or raising stats. And this usually worked out nicely.
Yeah.
By the time I had removed a lot of the bugs.
And if the previous monsters could fight with you, then you can use that to take out the current one and keep on repeating the cycle. If that works. I'm not sure it works.
Engaging, when a character's corruption level hits 80% through stepping on too many bugs or taking too much damage, they enter a powered-up form called Glitch Mode.
Yeah.
Complete with a flashy transformation sequence, powerful attack,
Yep.
and some fan service.
Yep, of course.
Sequences depends on how often you walk into bugs.
Honestly, people might walk into bugs just for that reason. You know why. Don't lie to me.
But towards the start of the game, it was always exciting to see them and their powerful attacks.
Yeah, it was exciting to see them, all right.
Would suggest. And their inclusion completed the system well as a break from the usual aiming and strategizing. With glitch mode, Arita's abilities and bugs to put a lot.
But like, how long does the glitch mode last? I'm assuming just one big attack like a Z move? I don't know.
Battle by battle,
I can only assume.
so many unique ideas at my disposal.
Yep. Now on to Bad Ends, also known as Doki Doki Literature Club. Ow, I hit my desk.
Death End Request, this can also happen in its story with the inclusion of its many bad ends that add replayability for people who love the addition of extra story.
Yeah.
Getting through its story have that element of decision just like its battles.
Yeah.
The game is pretty good about these for the most part for those worried about losing progress.
Yeah.
You can usually save right on the choice screen before you
All
finally
right.
decide, although there are a few exceptions to this.
Yeah.
The kind of person to make multiple saves, you may want to save at least before and after making decisions in this one. As the
Yeah.
game is also not afraid to send you back hours at a time. The idea of the horror elements in this game, this is also where
Yeah, I had to do that with Sweet when I was live streaming Pokemon Sweet. It literally just glitched out my game. I had to replay it all. It was only like an hour or so, but still.
things right, a huge relief. And while its horror moments, even in the story, are well written, these extra rounds show different possibilities and sides to characters that reveal things like how deep some characters' affections are. And
So yeah, you could go back and learn more about these characters, like how trainer cards in Sword and Shield. I don't mean to keep on bringing up everything from Pokemon, but that's all I know.
I was surprised at how satisfying the normal ending was. There isn't even better true ending to find couple of hours of questing to unlock.
Okay, yeah.
Also included a special character ending.
Celicia Clayton.
It seemed that my character ending was possibly chosen based on who I last spoke to at the game's camp.
Okay.
I only realized I could do towards the end of the game. So I'd not only be curious to see what other endings there are,
Yeah.
but also what other social events there are for talking to characters that I missed.
What's a social event? I don't know anything about that.
I could do this, and I just happened to find it. Aside from extra dungeons coming as DLC, I also noticed
DLC.
way to level 999 for some reason.
Like
Yay.
yay.
For fun, or maybe for fighting DLC monsters, since I didn't see any super bosses.
Yeah.
The final boss is beatable well below that level. But hitting the level cap is also not hard to do if you feel like a quick bit of grinding. And I'm sure some
grinding.
satisfaction of having such a high level to reach, since I'm considering.
Okay, wait, I can't see the level there.
As for whether
I don't know.
back to Death End Request, while I'd like to come back and see more of its bad ends, I do feel pretty satisfied after my 32 hours with it.
Over a day. Not me.
Come back to it right away. However, I do
Of course, I've played. I don't know how long it's been in Sword and Shield at this point, counting the DLCs. All post-production added in.
Mechanics used in or inspiring other games in the future, as it definitely had a lot of cool ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see. Hold on, what? I think they just mentioned what I was thinking of. Yeah, I can see other games doing stuff like this. I'm not sure how they could do it as well, I guess. I mean, I don't know anything about the game. But it'd be cool to see other games do stuff like this. It's kind of out there.
Its great battle system and compelling story still make it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Its mysteries and intense bad end moments can be scrambling my way back to try and fix things. And the good
Yeah, because if there's no tension, then there's no tension.
Visual novel fans looking for something with more gameplay, or fans of JRPGs who don't mind something that requires a bit more reading.
Yeah.
On top of this, transforming through glitches and dodging and managing bugs was cool to play with as well.
Yeah. Especially the big transformation.
Tactical battles fondly, and would love to see more games using systems like these together so well, because these ones were a lot of fun. Overall, if you can look past its few imperfections, there's a good world and story to experience in Death End Request, and the unique direction with good writing and execution in its story is something I'm glad I took the time to experience.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I haven't played the game, so I'm not gonna rate it.
Let me know in the comments below if you plan to try Death End Request, and
well.
if you already have, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is this is basically my thought. I mean, the description itself says reviewed on PS4, also on PC. I don't have a PS4, and I don't think either one of my laptops can handle playing a game like this. And overall, I just don't have time. I could probably make time, but if 32 hours is what they played, how long it is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's different from Pokemon. If there's a way that they could put it on a Switch or whatever, then I might, but at the same time, I don't want to say anything too soon. But yeah, those are basically my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Apologies if this is an actual, like a legit reaction, but it's basically just like when I reviewed Trails of Cold Steel, because I was just here the whole time listening to what they're saying, not really talking that much, so I think that's how reviews are going to be, especially since I've watched this 2 times already. But if you enjoyed, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you haven't, if you have any reactions, leave them down in the comment section, and I'm going to hope that this works so I can record more. Momentai.